Al, you're number one in the nation in turnover margin.
Yeah.
How important is that, and what does that do for the the carryover also?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. Those were the two areas that we went, set out to fix. Turnovers and our turnover ratio and our penalties. We're making progress with our turnover ratio, and obviously we got to continue to make progress with our penalties. But again, we're going to get challenged. The ball's going to get challenged this weekend, both up front and down the field. They have an excellent defense, and we're going to have to protect the ball on offense and try to take it away on defense.
With turnovers, I mean, you can coach it, obviously, them to be in the right position, coach ball security. How much of it is just pure luck?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, again, sometimes it's like the fumble the other day in deep in their own end. I think ripping it out wasn't luck. The fact that we couldn't get it, there is a, you do have to be fortuitous there in terms of, the ball has to bounce the right way, or you got to have population around the ball. So I think here's what we do believe in. We believe in tilting the odds in our favor, by finishing plays, by having population around the ball, those types of things. But on the other side of the ball, are we protecting the ball? Are we doing the little things that you have to do? Is the quarterback protecting the ball? Those are all factors involved. So, but definitely, you got to be fortunate as well.
You talked last week about the running game and getting it more involved, after Florida State, where you abandoned it completely, and you had 39 carries for 99 yards. I mean, I guess that's better, but I mean, where do you want to get to?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, anytime you play that defense, again, 2014 was an anomaly against them, in terms of how they played us. I thought they were going to play us the way they did. You're constantly outnumbered, and intuitively, if you box count, you would never run it against Bud Foster. You would just throw it, and we just don't want to play the game on their terms. So it's important that you run. That you have enough attempts. Obviously, we'd like to have a better yards per carry, but we needed to have enough attempts so that it didn't turn into just them teeing off every play.
And how does, coming up against Clemson, then how does
yeah, I mean, we have to run the ball better. I mean, there's no question about it. I think every game is different, and there's a lot of things that they do where they try to outnumber the box, and we're going to have to run the ball effectively against them. And there's other times where where they're pressuring or that 10 and 44 are really active. We're going to have to do a good job getting hats on them. So. Again, it's an excellent front, but we have to do a good job, and running backs have to do a good job, and that's a great challenge for us to continue to make progress there.
Al, you and your staff and the players haven't faced this Clemson team or Clemson before. How much of a filling out process is it because you see them on film, but just when you see them in the game, how quickly can you adjust to what
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to adjust quickly. I think they're ultra talented. I think they're deep, as evidenced by their defense. They lost a whole bunch of guys on defense a year ago, a ton of them to the draft, and yet they're being replaced by a lot of juniors and sophomores. So they don't play a lot of freshmen. So they're deep, they're athletic on that side of the ball. They have a good kicking game and on offense, explosive quarterback that can make the big plays both with his feet and his arm. Excellent offensive line. They use the tight ends well, get the ball to the perimeter. Good speed, so a complete team, worthy of where they are, certainly from a ranking standpoint.
Al, you touched briefly on Deshaun Watson, but just the challenge he poses individually, and how do you even begin to contain a guy like that?
Yeah, we can't let the pocket, we can't, when the pocket breaks down, he can create. We got to make sure we try to keep him in there. Don't give him second and third opportunities on a play. He can pull the ball at any point in the run game and get you a big one in the alley. So you have to have, obviously, not just somebody there that can tackle him, but multiple people, because he's got speed and length and can make you miss. And then he's doing a really good job of trusting his receivers down the field. He's got a lot of X plays. He threw the ball for 400 last week, and the vertical game was excellent.
Al, Arty Burns, what does he do to make himself so successful? He's number 3 in the country now in interceptions.
Well, he's working like a dog. His mental toughness has improved. His capacity to do work has improved. He takes a lot of pride in being the first one in every drill. For instance, today we had a special teams drill where he was on the field for 2 reps, and obviously those are 50-yard segments covering kicks or whatever the case may be. And the horn blew and went to the next period, and he went right up to the front of the line, and it was basically a one-on-one against our receivers, Deshaun or whoever he was going against, and that's his mindset right now. He's very receptive to coaching. He can self-correct. He's mentally tough, so he's got a short memory. I think that contrast of giving up a deep ball and coming back and getting an interception, I think they were back-to-back plays. And so, again, those are the tools necessary to be a good one. And he's staying humble right now. He's staying with his process. And he's doing the little things. He really is. He's doing the little things right now, and that's making a difference for him.
Al, you touched on it, but what jumps out to you about their receiving core?
Well, they have it all. They have vertical speed. They have length. They incorporate the tight end. And then, they have the guys that can run the speed sweeps and their perimeter plays. So they make you to defend the whole width of the field as well as vertically. So the screens on the perimeter and those things can really break your back. And I think last week, BC was really doing a good job of hanging in there, and then one of those screens get outside and it's a big X play and they kind of break your back. So that's the challenge. And one that we got to do a good job covering them, good job tackling, and obviously pursuing.
Al, Jawan Young shared with us after the game, he didn't have much time to think.
That was probably the best thing about it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of how he's handled that situation and everything this season. He talked today about missing time with the foot, how he used that time to learn. Your thoughts on just his progression this year?
Well, he played well the other day. He played well. Sometimes when you transition into a starting role and you tell a kid on Sunday or Monday, it just, they're just like this all week, and I think that was, for Jawan, that was probably the best thing. Okay, Jawan, you're in. And his first play, he leveraged a screen, which was going to be a really big play. They had us outnumbered and had interception, made some other plays in there that maybe only we can identify in terms of his fit and that. But really proud of him, the way he stepped up and then obviously being around the building on Sunday and Monday, just trying to get ahead and knowing that he's the guy now. He's ready for this. He's ready for the challenge. He's just got to keep worrying about himself, forget about everything else, just study, prepare, and then when he gets to the game, let it rip, which is kind of what he did without knowing it. So just stay in that mode.
Anything else?
Al, how pleasing is it to see what some of your high-end recruits in your front seven have been doing the last couple of weeks with Chad and AQM and the way Kendrick has developed, and how close are they to where you ultimately see them being?
It's starting to be fun. Those guys are doing a good job, and Barry, I think the biggest thing is they're doing their job, and the plays are happening because of it. Quan, Chad Thomas. I thought Kamala played well the other day, but Chad Thomas. Kendrick, Cortell, all of those guys are really growing up, so, they got to keep going. It's a great challenge now, because, Clemson, great looking front seven, great looking down guys. So we need our guys to step up on our side of the ball. And a lot of those guys have been relishing in that. And I think it started with Quan versus Cincinnati, just doing his job every play and making plays because of it. And then we've had guys join since then. Chad, Kamala the other day. Hurtalu is just really steady in there for us and a smart player. So Kendrick, RJ is going to get more time now. He's coming on. So Cortell has been versatile at nose and at defensive tackle. So again, that group is making progress, and they're going to be challenged like crazy on Saturday. They're going to have to play well. And playing well for those guys will be just doing their job every play.